What is up everyone, Vex30 here, coming at you with my pre-2.01 competitive support tier list. I am so excited to be making this prediction list. With the new support changes, the item shop changes, and removing built-in COT, Wrecker, and CCR, some interesting things are happening to supports as we speak. Like I always say, this is just my opinion. Do not be afraid to formulate your own opinion about it. I've been playing this game for 2 years. I've been a support main the whole way through. I've been playing pro for a year and a half. So I think I'm getting good at these kind of things, but there will be always people who disagree, and that's fine. I'm always open to having conversation in the comments why I think the way I do. Just ask me. Give me your opinion. As long as you're not toxic about it and you don't try to talk down to anybody, I'm cool with talking about it. So let me know down in the comments what you think. A quick note though, this list is based on the viability as a main support at a competitive level. This means a support like Damas, main supporting with spirits chosen, not a pip off supporting and doing damage with explosive flask. Like I said in the previous video, the new year brings some awesome new content. This is just one of many new videos coming out in some of my great series, as in making the meta, pro talks, champion chaps, and so much more. I hope everyone enjoys this list, and let's just jump right into it. What is up everyone? We are coming in with our pre-patch 2.01 support competitive tier list. Oh my god, that is a mouthful to say every single time, I swear. But today we'll be judging supports based off their sole competitive support viability. These champions won't be based off their damage talents or what they can do when it comes to flanking or off supporting. It'll be mainly based on main supports and where they are and where I think they're going to be. Now, this is mainly a prediction tier list. There are going to be some more educated guesses though, because I've been playing these champions in casuals on PTS. I've also been scrimming with a few of them, so I know a decent bit. I've kind of got a good feel for it. This is why now I want to do this tier list as the new year hits. Let's jump right into it. So number one, let's talk about Furia. Furia actually gains 2 spots. She gets knocked up to S. She has been in a weird spot for a little while now. When they nerfed her right click by a second, she was put in the dirt. Now they buffed it and reverted it. That helped her a lot. Now she wasn't fully brought back into meta because Damas and Ying were completely dominant and there was no pushing them out of the way. But with the card system being unlocked and letting Furia buy multiple yellow cards, everybody already knows that Furia ult is one of the best support ults in the game. It's easy to use. It charges fast due to Furia doing a lot of damage with their autos, plus a lot of healing. Plus the beam, of course, like a constant beam heal, like just burst. It's amazing. So being able to buy Chronos and morale boost is huge for Furia. It's something that's going to boost her viability and I think is going to bring her into the meta when it comes to supports. Number 2 is Grok, the big blue man himself, Gork. I really want to believe in him, so we put him up 1. Only 1 for now. To A+. I think his buffs really were overall good, but his viability is hindered by the lack of sustain he has in his kit. Now, of course, he has a totem, but when you're running Spirit's Domain, which I think is the main heal legendary for him, currently as a main support, you should be toteming allies, even with Spirit's Domain. Of course, you can use a totem on yourself when you're low, but sometimes you have to use that totem to split your healing because you have a single targeted heal with your auto attack. That's his biggest issue. He has no self-sustain. I've tested builds with his right-click heal, and they just weren't enough. They did not help him enough to keep him alive. It just wasn't good enough. So I think hi-rez needs to implement a card that helps him have self-sustain, kind of like Damas Ritual Magic. The other biggest thing about Grok Spirit's Domain is you can't get out of combat to heal. You have to use your auto attacks to be healing. That leaves you vulnerable. With Damas, you can shoulder peek, heal somebody while you're trying to get out of combat. Shoulder peek, heal somebody. Shoulder peek, throw a gourd. You can be hiding. But with Grok, you have to be standing in the open. That's why I don't think he's going to be in meta, or I don't think he's going to be viable when it comes to competitive. But as soon as he gets a self-sustain card or something similar, I think he's going to be there. Let's talk about number 3 here, Grover. Now, Grover I am super excited to talk about because he is not even in his final form. He's going to be not going up or down. He's going to be staying at S. Now, what I mean by he's not at his final form, there is currently a issue with Verdant Expanse, the card that increases the radius of his heal or his Q, that it only works at level 5. It's only about 15 to 20% increase. what was happening before the patch is, since you're running efflorescence and that card, they collide, and it's called diminishing returns. When you have two of the same, so say you have a movement speed card and you buy nimble will be diminished since you already have a movement speed card in your loadout. You can't stack like that. Diminishing returns basically decrease per level. I don't know the math on it. I don't know what it is. I think I should. I really haven't done the research on it, but it's being diminished by the efflorescence increase. If you don't know what happened to Grover, they got rid of efflorescence and put it in his base kit. With them putting it in its base kit, I don't think they fixed Verdant Expanse to not diminish off that 50%. I don't know why that happened, but it's not fully realized. Grover's potential is not fully realized because he's missing about, I would say, 30% of his heal range, and that's going to be huge for him. And honestly, Rampant Blooming was already his best legendary in my opinion, but Efflorescence 50% increased radius was too good not to run. The extra passive healing in the radius, you had to run that. It was a no-brainer. But this is why Grover is at S. He hasn't changed, but when he gets fixed, he might go up one. I don't know, but that'll be for the post 2.01 tier list that I'll be doing. Let's move on to the next one. Jenos. Jenos has not moved. Jenos did get a buff. He's at S-. Now, with the buff, that helped him not going down. I don't think it's going to make him go up because he gets 5% max health per heal. It's pretty nice, but Jenos is still niche. He still needs to be ran with certain comps to make him work. I don't think he can solo heal very well unless you have like a Khan Torvald as tanks. Now, the potential of that happening is very little in competitive. He's also viable in 2 tank 2 healer comps to buff damage. So he has more use cases now, but he's not proven yet, and I don't think he's gonna get that much meta. He's still a niche pick. That's why he's at S-. That's why he's below Furia and Grover. And just so everybody knows, I don't really go off of the tiers and what they exactly mean, because I think A is perfectly balanced. I don't really go off that. I kind of tier them as I want, you know, what I think is better, because I think supports are very close right now. This is why they're kind of stacked like they are. But that's for a topic for another day. But again, Jenos, it was a good buff. It wasn't enough to put him into a main healer spot in all cases, but it was good. It was a good buff. Next is Maldamba. Maldamba, my boy. Oh my goodness, he actually stays the same at S+, but he got better, way better this patch. Damba's biggest sole issue last patch, before they got rid of everything, CCR built-in, caught built-in, is his ultimate was not that effective against built-in CCR. And everybody has built-in CCR. So the ultimate was therefore ineffective against most champions. It was mainly used to break shields. It was mainly used on DPS like EVs who don't have built-in CCs. But now as Damba, you can just throw it at a barrack and just kill the barrack. Your team focus fires barrack and he dies. It's that simple. There's so many more uses for his ult, and it's so much easier to land a nice ult. That's why Damba actually gets better this patch, and I think he is the best support in the game. I don't think there's really any fighting that right now. I think Damba is clear above the rest. But again, I always said this, Damba is the pinnacle of balance. I think he's not OP. I think he is balanced, completely balanced. And I think other supports need to be balanced around him. He's getting ahead of the pack a little bit though. So I think other supports need to be tuned a tiny bit. I don't think Damba needs to be tuned down. If you're going to balance supports, you tune the other supports up a little bit. Though I don't think there's much tuning need on the supports, as we talked about through this tier list so far. So Damba, I love you, buddy. I'm so happy you got better. I'm so happy your ult's more viable. Let's talk about Pip. Ooh, Pip. He loses us a rank. Pip got no love in this patch. He can really only be used in one comp, and that is triple tank with his mega potion. I don't think combat medic is good. I think it had potential, but it's not good. Practically, it's not good. That's why he is below all the supports. There is a gap between him and all the supports for a reason. He is not viable. He has one use case. That's it. That's it. And for a support, that's not good. It's okay to have situational supports, but this is just not good. Like, Pip needs some love. And I already tweeted, and I'll make a comment now. I forgot what the card is. I think it's Pep in the Step. No, that's the heal, and It's whenever you heal allies, they get movement speed. If that was in line with the rest of the supports, because it's movement speed for 1.5 seconds. That's weird. That doesn't make any sense. If that was buffed to 2, maybe 3 seconds, I think Pip has some chance to be viable. But a simple change like that could help him, but nothing was done to him, so he's dropping a spot, and he just, poor Pip. I'm sorry, buddy. I think you're a great damage dealer. I think you're one of the best right now, but as a support, next is Sara. Sara's, everybody loves her. I think I always vie for Sara. I think she got a nice buff. That's why she's staying where she is at S-. I still think, and I'll always say, putting Agony in her kit and reworking Agony a little bit would have been the best for Sara's. I don't think Void Abides was the best. I think it was good, but I don't think it was the best for her. Because she needed utility. And running Mortal Reach plus Void Abides is very nice on certain maps. I think you can still run Agony, but you have to have 4 stacks to get the stun, so it's really hard to pull off. It is nice, though, running Agony with Sara's, because you do get that utility. I think it helps, but I think putting Agony in her kit would have helped her shoot up on this list. It would have been so much better for her. I love Sara's, and I still think she's pretty viable, but that's why she's staying where she is. Also, her ultimate is one of the least effective support ults. It's kind of crazy. Her ult's just not that good. I think, like, if I were to make a Sara's buff to her ult, let me just state this. What you do is let it stick to objects. So you can throw the Sara's ult against a wall, and it pulls the enemies in. Now, I'm not talking like a Zarya ult. It can just pull them up into the orb and then drop them. But instead of trying to land that perfect ult next to a wall or something, you could throw the ult against a wall, pull the team up, and group them together on the ground after the stun. I think that would be an interesting change, and it would be pretty nice. It would just be a quality of life, just something to help her, because she needs it. And last but not least, our favorite waifu, Ying. Oh, Ying, how the good fall. Ying has dropped 2 on this list. She is down with Saris and Jenos. She was up with Damba, but now she is down. Ying, I think Ying needed a nerf, right? But that wasn't it. What they did wasn't it. She was in a good spot. Her biggest issue was her ult charge. I think they should have nerfed her ult charge 100%. The 1 second decrease to her right click heal was too big. It hurt her too much. Now, I've played with her a little bit. I still think she's a good healer, but what she brought in healing, the extra healing, made up for her lack of utility when it comes to team. She doesn't give movement speed. She doesn't stun. She doesn't do anything besides heal. She's a heal bot, and now she's worse at it. That's her issue. She brings no utility in a meta where CC is huge because there's no CCR cards. That's Ying's biggest issue. She has no utility. She needed to be a better heal bot and stay a good heal bot to be viable in this meta. But they decided to decrease that, which I get why, but they should have just nerfed her ult charge and let her be. That's it. Ying, I really, really, really want you to be viable, but with your lack of utility and decrease into your healing output with life exchange, I don't think you're going to be there this meta. So that is it for this I'm still in the once, pre-2.01 support tier list. And as always, let's finish this off strong. There's a couple of champions that everybody wants to see me do, and I'm gonna go ahead and do them. First thing, Skye. I think this is a new one, and I'm gonna be making a meta video. That's weird to say on Skye, but I think she has some uses with her cloud healing. I need to put it into testing, but for now, let's think. I had her with Pip, but I think she I have a couple scenarios where I think she can work as an off support. So we're going to put her with Pip until the post 2.01. I get more testing with her. I can try her out in the cases I want to. I think she could be viable as an off support in some scenarios, but that's it. She can't main support. It's not good, but she could possibly off support. So I figured I'd talk about Skye a little bit. And Moji, she's not going to change. We're putting her down in D. I got to scroll down for that. Moji, bad healer. She's going to be reworked into a healer. So yes, that's what I've always wanted. She should be a healer, to be honest. But as soon as she gets changed, I'm excited to talk about her. But for now, it's not worth it. And Torvald and Khan, you guys, comment section, you down there, you always rage like, why didn't you put Khan in it? Why didn't you put Torvald in it? They both can support. No, they can't. I made a meta video on Khan. It does not work. It is not fun. It is not fun for your allies, all right? Just doesn't work. Stop trying it. And Torvald, stop memeing me, all right? So that is it for the pre-2.01 support tier list. This is fun to make. This is more predictions with a little bit of educated guessing. I'm excited to do the post to see how this changes and where I think champions fit, because it's going to be about a month, I would say, until the post 2.01 support tier list comes out. Maybe 2-3 weeks, depending on when the patch drops, and give me like a week or two to scrim with the champions and play more ranked or casuals with them. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but I hope you enjoy this tier list. As always, I hope you enjoy your day, night, evening, morning, dawn, dusk. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to keep up with everything I do. And I will see you in the next one. Later. And a huge thanks to my Patreon supporters, Captain Splashclaw, Joshua Branchflower.